Gerald Edelman. Let's talk about him.
He was born on July 1st, 1929, to Edward and Anna Edelman. Edward was a physician and Anna worked in the insurance industry, and they were Jewish. Edelman started taking violin lessons as a child, but he quickly decided that he didn't have the drive or the passion to become a concert violinist. I'm not really sure why he was thinking that far ahead that early on, but, more power to him. Once he decided that he didn't want to go the violin route, he turned his sights towards the sciences, particularly on the medical research side of it, because it was an area that he felt really strongly about, possibly because his dad was involved in the medical field, but I couldn't find anything to really support that. Okay, just a little more on his early life. Edelman graduated magna cum laude with a bachelor's in science from Ursinus College in 1950. I was going to draw the logo right here, but my art skills are lacking, y'all. Edelman went essentially straight into med school after his bachelor's and got his MD from the University of Pennsylvania School of Medicine in 1954. I was going to draw their logo too, but I wasted a bunch of paper, kept on messing it up, so here we are. Let's move on into his early career. Edelman started his career by working at the Johnson Foundation for Medical Physics for just a year before he left. Alright, getting a little bilingual in the title there, but for those of you that don't know Spanish, that says more early career. After leaving the Johnson Foundation, he became a resident at the Massachusetts General Hospital. Alright, in the following years after that, Edelman practiced medicine in France while he was serving in the Marine Corps, which I didn't see coming whenever I was starting out this research, but there's a little interesting fun fact about him. Edelman went on to work as a graduate fellow at the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research. And it was during this time that Edelman received his PhD, which was in 1960. Dun, 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 dun. Or something like that. Anyways, this is where we look at Edelman's work that he did to get his Nobel Prize. While he was in Paris, he read a book that piqued his interest in antibodies, and that's what he got his prize for. This interest, sparked by the book that he read, led him to study antibodies and physical chemistry, which he received his PhD in. It was the research done by Edelman, his colleagues, and Rodney Porter that led to the breakthroughs in this area of study, particularly on the chemical structure of antibodies. The particular discovery that earned Edelman the Nobel Prize was his discovery that disulfide bonds link together the light and heavy chains of the overall antibody structure. Edelman also created molecular models of antibodies and their proteins, that you can kind of see the diagram of it behind this slide. Okay, so here it is. This is an immunoglobulin. The red lines that you see on there are the disulfide bonds, and the short chains on the outside upper right and left are the light chain, and the centerpieces are the heavy chains. And that is all I know about them. Just another little extra discovery by Edelman. He and his colleagues aided in the determination of the amino acid sequences that make up each of the protein subunits in the previous picture, though it was really roughly drawn, by using cyanogen bromide and proteases to fragment the subunits into more manageable sizes. Now, just in case you're wondering, what was he like? Was he cool or what? I'll let you know. Edelman was generally loved and admired by those he came in contact with. He had an attention to detail that was unrivaled, essentially, and he was always willing to help other scientists. This is the general gist that I got from the things that I found online from people that worked with him or knew him.
Classic Edelman stories.
Okay, so there were a few stories involving Edelman that I found online, but this is easily the best. It came from one of his colleagues at the NSI, which he founded and headed up until just before he died. They wrote it after he had died, and it was published on the NIH website. And the story goes a little like this. The author had a research paper that he was working on, and he wanted Edelman's opinion on it, so he had given Edelman several hard copies of his drafts over the course of weeks. The author said that he returned to work one day to find that Edelman had cut and pasted with scissors and glue, not Microsoft Word, paragraphs, sentences, and individual words to almost entirely rewrite his tentative text. Needless to say, it was much improved. I believe that stories such as these paint a very clear picture of the kind, determined, and intelligent person that Edelman was, and I believe that these qualities contributed most to his abundant success that he found throughout his life. But all good things have to come to an end, and Gerald Maurice Edelman died on May 17th, 2014 at the age of about 85 years old. And that is all you need to know about him. Woo!